My mom said I was better off without friends, and I think she might be right about it. Hello, you're welcome to another video. It is that time again where I feel free to dump my trauma, feel the pain, share insights, reflect, try to heal, and above all, we'll learn something from it. A lot of the time, we don't talk about how much hurt friendship breakup is to us than relationship breakup. From my own perspective, I think breakups from friendship hurts more than breakup from romantic relationships. I feel like I have dealt, breakups with my romantic partners well. I've handled it well, better than I have handled relationship breakups. And for me, relationship breakups hurts me more because these are people that over the years I have grown to love, over the years I have grown to understand, and they understand me too. When I see such relationships like this end, I begin to worry about how I'm going to start talking to new people, new friends, and then trying to observe if they're good enough for me, if their goals align with my goals, if their beliefs align with my beliefs. Because for me, I see friendship as a long term thing. Even when you marry, when you divorce, there are still those friends that are with you through thick and thin. And for me, friendship are dear to me compared to romantic relationship. Not that I'm saying I do not care about romantic partners, but then there's this part of me, this vulnerable part of me that has confided in my friends over the years. And when I see that relationship ends, it breaks my heart. It really, really breaks my heart. To this very day, there are some friendship breakups that has left me scarred. Am I going to talk about when my friend and her older sister came to fight me? Like they live next door. She and her older sister, they came to fight me. And that already left a different impression and approach about what friendship is all about. I also even had a friend who stole from me. I mean, I'm telling you, this was my best friend. I considered her my best friend at the time. We were so close at the time. She would come to my house, see money, and then steal. And this was when I even lost my parents at the time, when my aunties would give us allowance. Oh, okay, take this, cook something. And then she stole from me. Or do I want to talk about my other friend who went to like literally date all my exes just because she wanted to date them too, or just because I dated them? Or am I going to talk about the one who actually thought that, I mean, we both experienced a robbery together, and she literally thought that I robbed her. That means I planned the robbery. And in my head, I'm like, how do you experience a robbery with me? They took from me, they took from you, and for some reason, you thought I planned the robbery. You know, all of these emotions, all of these friendship breakups, they have shaped me to be who I am today. I am very skeptical. The way I go into friendships is different from the way I go into relationships. I go in trying to know you better. With friendships, I don't even go in. I want to know who you are first before I bring you in. And this is as a result of the scars, the last relationship, the breakups that I've had in the past. And, for some people, they will come and say, our friendship, we started spilling each other's secret. I think I have been friends with mature minds that whenever we fall out, we don't come to the internet and start telling everybody what we knew about the other person. No, we never did that. But deep down, the pattern of the relationship left both parties scarred for life. I'm not even kidding you. So I am going to talk about high school first, because I think for me, friendship started when I was in high school. When immediately I left the elementary school, I went to a different school, high school, obviously, and I had this two friends. So with her, we were three friends. Mind you, these two friends, they were friends before. So they came to another school, and they both came to my school from their own school, and I was the only one from a different school. But I became close to two of them separately, and we were three friends. We were so good at what we do, but I was closer to one than the other. But we were still close. So while I was in school, I never really dated. I had a different approach of, what relationship was. I was still figuring out friendship. I was that person that if you're fighting my friend, we are going to fight you together, all of that thing. And I was never scared of who I was with my friends. I was always happy to be around them. Then after high school, this set of friends, definitely some did go to university, we did part ways, but it was the one I was closer to. We live in the same neighborhood, right? So while we lived in the same neighborhood, I would go around hers, I would check on her. We became close to the extent we started dating guys that were friends. Like her boyfriend were friends with the other guy. That was where our relationship or our bond became stronger, because she was dating the guy, I was dating the friend of the guy, and it was just easy from there. And after that, I dated another guy one time, and I realized that over time, it was recently I discovered that she dated that guy. And in my head, I'm like, okay, this is different. So now, this is where my mother really played a role in my relationship. My mom just has the spirit of discernment. She knows when somebody is good for you and when someone is not good for you. But I don't know why she wasn't able to tell that in her own marriage. Wow. Wow. Did I just shade my mother? Anyways, so my mom always knew that that girl, that's the one I was close to. Remember, I had three friends growing up from school. The one I was close to, my mom always knew that that girl was not very good for me. And because that girl was not very good for me, she said I should stop being friends with her. I never listened to my mom. I'm like, Mom, you're just overreacting. But the truth was, the girl was actually never really good for me. The girl, because I was very smart in school, she wasn't. But then she came to a class with us just because we were smart. And because of that, I think jealousy also plays a big role. What I had, she wanted. If I dated a guy, she wanted the guy. If I am dating a different guy and she likes like that, she wants me to date the same guy from the same group. And all of that thing, I kept seeing the pattern as I left being friends with her. This was when I knew that my relationship with her would end. It was the time my mom bought me a new phone. I think I was so excited to have that phone. I've always wanted a phone because my friends had phone. I didn't have a phone. I was so sad. My mom ended up getting me a phone. And then my mom said, Maris, don't take this phone to school. I didn't listen. And that day was inter-house, but I'm like, I need to take this phone to school. I took the phone to school and I kept it in my bag. The only person who knew that the phone was inside my bag was that my friend. And I came back, I didn't see that phone. Let's say hours later, I came back, I didn't see the phone. I searched everywhere, I didn't see the phone. I was so sad because I hid it well. I thought I handled it and I thought my friend did not steal it. It was later I discovered that she took the phone, she took it, she sold it to someone else, and definitely spent the money. Maybe I even ate from the money, who knows? And I was so sad, I was so heartbroken. My mom was really devastated. When I got home and I went to my mom's store, and then I told my mom, looked at me. I had cried all through. My mom looked at me. Immediately, she just said, they've stolen the phone, right? I'm like, how did you know? She said, I told you they would steal the phone. I told you. And immediately I just said, why didn't I listen to my mother? And I was a teenager. I think I was six. No, I wasn't. I was 15, 14 then, or maybe 14 at the time. I was such a teenager. My mom told me I never listened. I was so sad, very, very sad. Ever since then, I started listening to my mother. My mom said, don't do this. I would not do it. It was later that I discovered, that's after my mom passed, that I discovered that that girl really didn't care about me. At home, I had friends at home. I had a best friend too. I had lots of best friends. I had a best friend who from there, we lived in the same, this is our house, this is my house. We were so close, but we lived a different life entirely. We went to different schools. I had another friend from the next company. I always had friends, because I am very extroverted. I don't know if you can tell, but like, because I am naturally extroverted, I always had friends. I never had difficulties having friends. Even in church, I had friends. At home, I had friends. In school, I had friends. At my mom's store, I had friends. I had friends everywhere. I was so extroverted. And this was why my mom said I should ease up with the amount of friends I have. I've always been the outgoing person. My sister is completely the opposite. I am always extroverted. I like making friends. I just love it. I love meeting people. I love talking to people. And this has actually helped me. I think for me, it made my life very easy. These breakups, some of them were just God's way of freeing me from terrible people. And somewhere, an eye opener, I understood better what I wanted in friendship. I understood what, what my life entails, what truly friendship meant to me. I know this is very passionate to me because right now I still want a good amount of friends. I still want my circle. I still want to be friends with people. But from what I have learned in the past, I am now with so much principles. I am now with so much scare of not finding the right friends, or not meeting the right people, or trying to meet people who don't have good your best interests at heart, or trying to meet terrible people, like not good people. Things like this scare me. This is why I am not as jovial as I used to be. Still jovial, still extroverted, but I don't accept people easily like I normally do in the past. My last relationships, especially friendships, the breakups were very disheartening. It was very painful. I don't know. I have never been heartbroken when it comes to romantic relationship. I will tell you for a fact that I walked out of tons of relationship. I always live with my head high because I just knew that the relationship wasn't serving me anymore. And this is because I never really loved those people. I liked them to be in a relationship with them, but did I love them? No, I did not. But friendships to me, I feel a good amount of love for this person. I feel, because for me, love is not just about expressing how much you care about them. It's about compassion. It's about emotional intelligence. It's about being there. It's about wanting the best for them. This is what friendship means to me. And if I can't get the same in return, I am willing to give that to you. But if I can't get the same in return, I automatically feel, okay, this is not meant for me. I don't have to explain myself to you. I think as I got older, I began to understand that most of these things, or these principles that I have, laid down for myself, it is not for them to know. It is for me to know. It is for me to decide. But to be honest, it is a lot of work. Trying to figure out who is right for you, who you want to bring into your life, who you can be vulnerable with. Like, it is a lot. Things like this are a lot. Because right now, with the time and age we are, right, I don't want to be on the internet being dragged, or somebody was spilling everything they know about me, or things they know. Like, I don't want that. That is why I try to guard myself, my vulnerability, everything. I try to guard it so people don't use that against me. I don't know, for some reason I just don't want to be a part of online dragging, online ruko. And I know sometimes in life, whatever you fear the most will come to you. To be honest, there are things you can't control and there are things you can control. If it happens, it happens. I think I have gotten to the point where I feel like I am not scared anymore. And that is why I feel comfortable to share this. Now, let me tell you how I moved on. So these breakups, they scarred me. Because of these friendship breakups I've had in the past, I am now more very intentional with the people I bring into my life. If I feel like, okay, let me give you an example. There was one time I met a very popular content creator, and I liked her content. Like, oh, from what I've been seeing, I liked her content. But then we were both at an event together and she was close to me. I don't know, naturally people just gravitate towards me. I don't know why. So because we were talking, everything, she heard me spoke, she liked me, everything. And then she made a comment about something. About, a guy was calling her at the time, and then she said, ah, this one, he just wants to sleep with me and that's it. I'm like, whoa, whoa. Immediately, comments like that just rubs me off the wrong way. Immediately I know that, okay, this is not somebody I want to be close with. This is not somebody I want to be around with. And I can tell that she's very saucy. She is, like, she's a potty mouth. She's not somebody who is refined, like who keeps to herself. I mean, it's good to keep to yourself, but like, still talk, but to a good amount. She's not somebody that holds secrets. She tells everything. Immediately I just knew that is not somebody I want to be friends with. And this is just one of the many steps or ways I can tell that, okay, I don't want to be friends, or I don't want to be friends with people.